Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam, Majid bhai, how are you?
Alhamdulillah. How about you?
Good, good, thanks. Alhamdulillah. Just give me a quick sec. Looks like it's better. Okay, inshallah. Looks like people are coming back. Okay, nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Is everybody there yet? Still a few people missing. Okay, so it looks like it. Are you guys able to hear me fine?
Yes.
And you can
Yes.
see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to start today, and sorry for the trouble last time. I think one of the students, not any one of you, an ex-student, he decided to use my meeting, and he invited somebody from Toronto, and they did their meeting, and then they never logged off the meeting. I guess they just left the meeting on. So that's why next time when we came in, we had to go through all that trouble. So I had to change my password to kick them out of there. And then the brother told me that they did it. I don't know why they chose to do it, but they did it. So Alhamdulillah, we are back to normal, but looks like Zoom is, because of millions of people are using it, the demand is gone very high. So they are crashing every now and then. They were down on Monday as well. Okay, so it looks like they're having technical difficulties because they're not able to manage people. But let's hope that we can continue our lesson today without any issues. Okay, so last time when we left off, we were dealing with Fele Mudare. And remember this document? I have sent this document in your WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Do you guys remember seeing it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a very easy and simple example to tell you the difference between Madi and Mudare. So Fi'l Madi, we know, let's say if we have an example of kataba, that means he wrote, right? He wrote. That means this is done in the past, and we also call it perfect tense because the action is completed. That's why we call it the perfect tense. Now, how do we make it Fi'l Mudare? Look what happened to kataba. There is a alamat mudare, which is the ya. How many alamas we have for mudare?
Four.
Four. What are
Four.
those?
Yeah.
Ya,
Ya, ta,
ta,
Na.
Na.
and noon, right?
Mm.
Okay. So, so when you take the alamat mudare, you put it in front of the word like kataba, then you put the ya, and then make the kaf sakina. In this case, the fa letter is becomes sakin, and here the last letter was fatha. You make it dhamma, and the ain letter in this case is the dhamma also is become yaktubu, and the translation is he is writing, he writes, or he will write. So all these three meanings can be taken out of this sentence depending on the context. Making sense? Okay, so once we're gonna let's try to do this with another example. Let me see if I have my camera on. Yes, I have. So that will give you more details on this. Okay. All right. Can you see my camera?
Yes.
Okay. So when we have fail madi, let's call it here fail madi, right? And we have fail madi, let's say fa'ala. Everybody remember fa'ala, right? Because that's our default pattern. How do I make mudare? I put ya,
Yeah.
then the fa will become
Yep.
sakin,
Starting. Yeah.
ain, and then
And
lam.
lam.
I will leave the lam, the ain empty for now, but I'm going to put the dhamma here, and it's gonna be like this. So far we know it means something to do with yaf'alu. Okay, we don't know the haraka here, but in this case I'm going to put fatha. Making sense? You with me so far? How do we make from madi to mudare? We add the alamat mudare in the beginning, and then we sakin the fa letter, and the ain letter we decide what kind of haraka we're gonna put, but the lam letter will always have dhamma. Everybody clear on that?
Got it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you remember in Fi'l Madi, we said we can have the following combination. We can have fa, ala, yes, and we can also have fa, ila, yeah, and then we can
Wow. Ola.
fa,
Yeah.
ula. So it's very simple. In Fi'l Madi, we had only these three combinations: fa'ala, fa'ila, fa'ula. Making sense? However, when I make it mudare, I have for fa'ala, I have three possible combinations. I have yaf'alu, okay. I also have yaf'ilu, and I also have yaf'ulu. So you're gonna say, why is that? Is because the people of the language, the Arabic language, and the verses from the Quran, they have come into these patterns for the fa'ala. Think of a question about this.
Yeah, the question is the yaf will be the on the what should be on the in the next line under fa'ila, right?
Okay, no. Don't get ahead of me. When it's fa'ala, you can have three possible combinations of mudare. Yaf'alu, yaf'ilu, yaf'ulu.
Okay.
Making sense? When, if you want to know the next one, if it's fa'ila, then the combination could be
Same.
it can have two possibilities. When there is a fa'ila pattern in madi, in mudare, it could have both yaf'alu or yaf'ilu.
But not yaf'ulu. Okay.
Not yafalu. Yafalu will not come in this. The yaf'alu will only be coming in the fa'ala pattern. Now the good news is, yes. So go ahead, Brother Javed.
No, that's okay. I got it. Jazakallah khair.
Now the third thing is when is fa'ula is always going to be only one possibility, and which is
Yep.
okay. Let's see if you guys can see the whole thing in one shot. Can you see it now? Can you see how it looks like?
So, Brother Abid, if we are giving the present tense, we will not be able to figure it out what is the pattern in the past tense, right?
Okay.
Because it could be any of the three.
If you follow this first, then we go to how to identify this. Okay. So first concept understanding is when fi'l madi we have fa'ala, fa'ila, fa'ula. Everybody, I need everybody to say something, please, so that I know that you guys are following me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So simple rule. No need to worry. What I'm saying to you, first understand if there is a fa'ala, when you make fa'ala into fi'l mudare, you can have three possible patterns: yaf'alu, yaf'ilu, yaf'ulu. How are you going to do that? We're gonna discuss that next. When it's fa'ila, you only have two combinations, yaf'alu and yaf'ilu. And the good news is, when we have this kind of pattern, 90% in the Quran, it's gonna be yaf'alu. Okay? And when it's fa'ula, the only combination is yaf'ulu.
Yes, sir.
Making sense?
Okay.
Okay. So now let's take some examples. So what will happen when you are going to do this in your real life? You have two sources to know what to use. Okay? The first source is the dictionary, and the second source is the Quran. Okay? So what will happen? You will be given a word. You will be given the root letters, the three root letters. For example, I give you fa, ta, ha. Okay?
Fataha.
Fataha. How do I write it in fi'l madi?
Mudari unse. Yafta.
First, we're gonna write in the
Fataha.
fataha, right? Now, fataha, we need to make it.
Yafta. Ha.
So first we put ya,
Yeah.
pa, then we make it sakina, then ta, and then ha. What will be on the ha?
Fatah.
No. Ha will be dhamma, right? Because the only letter which is we don't know yet is the ta letter.
Okay.
Okay, because ta, if you remember, this is the fa letter, this is the ain letter, and this is the lam letter. Now, what did we discuss? Yeah, can somebody mute this? We can hear some children in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember when we started learning this, whether mazi or mustaqbil or the future,
I want to mute it.
you
I
said,
can't.
okay, I guess somebody who can you guys mute yourself for a little bit? The people talking in the background. Okay, so how many letters we have? Fa, ain, and lam. And when we have the new letters, we need to substitute them in their place, right? And fa'ala, what letter only changes? Which haraka on which the letter changes? Only the ain, right? So in this case, it's going to be fataha. Okay, so that's why this is one possibility. So they call it bab fataha.
Fataha.
What is the meaning of bab? Meaning this is a category fataha. This is how they define this. They say this is bab fataha.
Got it.
Okay. So now if I give you this root letters Jim and then Ain and Lam, and then I tell you make Ba Fataha, what are you going to do? You're going to say it's going to be
Yaj'alu.
Yaj.
Alu.
For example, I'm going to leave the Ain letter empty for now, and the last letter is Yaj'alu, right? Then what is the pattern here? That the Ba Fataha will have the Fatha. So how would you identify? Somebody will give you the root letters and they would also have to provide you the bab.
Bab.
And how you're going to look at it? You're going to look at the dictionary or you're going to find an example from the Quran. Is that making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are 6 bab. One of them is bab fataha. Then there is bab nasara. Who can tell me the other one? Bab
Samia.
daraba. Okay. Then bab samia. What else is there? Okay. So let's take a look at these first. Okay. So if I have to say nasara, noon, sad, ra. How do I make the madi? Nasara. Is that right? What is the meaning of nasara?
Help.
He
Helped.
helped. Now I want to say he helps.
He will
He is helping.
helping or he will.
He will help. So my rule is I am going to make the alamate,
Yeah.
Yeah,
then the noon will become the sakina.
yansur.
Saad will come here and then we have the dhamma here and the bab nasara said that you will have the dhamma here. So what will
Yansur.
become? Yansuru. Making sense?
Yes.
Okay. So with experience, inshallah, you will get to know this, but try to understand the theory about it. Like, why are we doing it? Why this is fataha in mazi, is nasara in mazi. But remember we said that when we have fa'ala, which is like fataha, nasara, ja'ala, then we can have 3 possibilities. So we looked at possibility of this and we looked at the possibility of this. So our next one is daraba. So dad, ra, ba. So how do we write daraba? Daraba. How do we say that in Arabic in the mudare? Yad,
Rab. Yadrabu.
Rab. Yazrab.
yad, ribu. Okay, making sense? That is the bab daraba. Bab nasara, bab fatha. Is that making sense? Please
Yes,
ask
sir.
question if it's not making sense because we need to understand this.
Right.
So what you wrote about fa'ala, different formats of
Okay.
uh,
So
muzare.
what I said.
So these are different babs. These are under
Yes.
different babs.
So what happens when you're dealing with Madi, you only concerned about 3 patterns: Fa'ala, Fa'ila, Fa'ula. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. However, when it comes to Mudare said when you have fa'ala, I can come in any of these three forms.
Depending upon the bab.
Depending on, so then when they come up with this, then they had to identify that with some sort of category. So they call it, this is bab fataha.
Okay.
Making sense?
Yeah.
This is dariba.
Zariba.
Okay. And this is nasara.
Bab Nasara. Yeah.
Actually, this is all daraba because madi is daraba, right? But when we make it, we say yaf tahu,
Yaftahu.
yad
Yazribu.
ribu, and then we say
Yansuru.
yan suru. Now look at this. Yaf'ala, yaf'alu, fataha, yaftahu. Yaf'ilu, daraba, yadribu. Yaf'ulu, nasara, yan suru. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we look at, let's try to look at other stuff. Abdurrahman की glasses bathroom में. Okay. Now look at this one. Now look at this slide and you will start to see that this one is from Bab Nasara. Okay. So a letter it called Haruf al-Mudare. What are those? Ya, Ta, Alif, Noon. And if we have Kataba, then it becomes Yaktubu. Okay. Let's look at the next one. Then this is something else. I'll come back to that. Here, look at this one. Kataba, Yaktubu. Katala, Yaktulu. Jalasa, yajlisu. Zahaba, yazhabu. So can you identify this bab here? Kataba, yaktubu. Which bab is that?
Fataha.
No, that's bab nasara. Yansuru. Okay. Now look at here. Okay. Okay. Let's look at this this slide. Okay. This slide might help you. Everybody can see this?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at this. It says if we have fa'ala, right? Then it will become, it can either become yaf'ulu or yaf'ilu or yaf'alu. Isn't that what I told you? Okay. So the matching pattern here, the Madi and Mudare, they become Bab Nasara. So look, Nasara in Madi, Yansuru in Mudare. Now forget about Unsur for a second. I'll come back to that. Fa'ala, Yaf'ilu, Daraba, Yadribu, then Fa'ala, Yaf'alu, If'al, Fatha, Yaftahu, is Fataha, Yaftahu. Is that making sense? Okay. All right. Let's try it on a piece of paper. Okay. We have the root letters Za, Ha, Ba. Okay with that?
Yeah.
If I say make Madi of this.
We can't see.
Oh, sorry.
Hiding it now.
Can you see now?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How do I make Madi of this? We know it becomes
Zahaba.
Za, Ha, Ba. Okay. I want you to make Mudare. Okay. So I'm also helping you. I'm also saying that, okay, Mudare is, this one is,
Yes, Habu.
No, it depends on the bab.
you will be guessing until I tell you the bab.
Bab.
So let's say in the bracket I give you Fa. What is Fa stand for?
Fatha.
Fatha.
Fataha.
Okay. When you have fataha, the pattern is madi is fataha and the mudare is
Yes.
yaftahu. Okay. Okay. Now let's take zahaba. Zahaba will be za ha
يذهب
ba. Okay. What is the yaz? Last letter we know that is going to be dhamma. Okay. So yaz habu. Is that making sense? What did I do here? If I tell you the pattern and then the root letters, and I tell you the madi is going to be like this and the mudari is going to be like this, then is it hard to make it?
No.
Okay. Now let's take another one.
Learn.
Another one is ra, fa, ain. Okay. So madi will be
Rafa.
rafa'a, right? So what is the pattern of madi? Rafa'a, yar, yar, fa'u. Okay, now try to say this. Yarfi'u. Does it sound good?
No.
Do you okay? Try to say it. Yarfu'u. Yarfu'u. Does that make sense?
No.
It doesn't sound good, right? Yarfa'u. Okay. अब उर्दू में जब some people who can understand Urdu, I'm giving an example in Urdu, so forgive me those people who do not understand. Like for example, मैं कहूँ मैं जाती हूँ, and I'm the guy. So what am I supposed to say? मैं जाता हूँ. अगर कोई और अगर कोई मर्द बोलेगा तो वो बोलेगा मैं जाती हूँ, तो आप बात तो उसकी समझ जाओगे. You will understand, but you know that he is not using the right word. Right? So similarly, when I say rafa'a, yarfa'u, it makes sense because we are used to listening to that. Yazhibu, not gonna be working. Yazhubu, not gonna be working. Yeah? Okay, so that is an example of ba fataha. Then another word I give you, dal, fa, ain. How do you make mazi out of that? Da, fa, a. Okay, then yad. We know that the lam letter is always going to be dhamma. So what will be the haraka on the fa letter? Yadfa. Why? Because I gave you this pattern. Okay. Now let's look at another pattern. I'm giving you a pattern. Ya, noon. No, sorry. No, not ya. Noon, sarf, ra. Okay. And I'm telling you the pattern in the Madi look like Nasara, and in Mudare it's gonna be
Yan.
Yansuru.
Yansuru. Got it?
Yeah.
So in the bracket I could say noon. So in the dictionary, when you are dealing with these, you will find these letters. Okay. Now I'll give you an example. We have Ha, Sheen, Ra. What will be the Madi? Ha, Sha, Ra. Yeah. Then Yash. No, not yes. Yah. Yah, Shuru. Making sense? Okay, I have to write it better. Yah, Shuru. What is the meaning of Hashara? He gathered. Hashara mean he gathered. Hashara, gathered. Yahshuru, he gathers He's gathering or he will gather. Okay. Another word or another root letters. Kha, ra, ja.
Ja.
What will be the madi?
Kharaja.
Kharaja. Okay. What will be the mudare?
Yakhruju.
Yakh, ru.
Riju.
No, no, not ju.
Yakhriju.
Yakhruju.
Yakhruju. Because it is all still bab nasara.
يخرجون.
Yakhruju.
Yakhruju. Okay. So this is bab nasara. So how many we have covered? We have covered nasara, and then we can cover one more. We call it bab daraba, right? Okay. So I'm giving you
Daraba.
sad, ba, ra. Okay. And the pattern I'm giving you in Madi, it's sabara. And for Mudare,
Yes. Biru.
yes, be, ru.
Ru.
Is that making sense? So you'll be sabara, yes, biru. Then if I say, and the letter will be dod,
Saraba.
daraba, right? So if I give you ghain, fa, ra, how would you make mazi?
Abid, you're getting frozen every now and then.
Really?
Ghafara.
Ghafara.
Is everybody else having this delayed effect, or only Brother Javed?
No, we don't have. I don't.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, Brother Javed, if it improves for you in a little bit. So ghafara will be ghafara. And what will be the yag?
Yaghfiru.
Yaghfiru. Now try to say yaghfuru, yaghfaru. It doesn't sound good. Yaghfiru is what it sounds better. So what we have learned so far, that any pattern which we have fa'ala, it can become yaf'alu, or it can become yaf'ulu, or it can become
Yaf'ilu.
yaf'ilu. And how would you know? Because somebody would have to provide you
The ba.
the bab. Okay. All right. Any questions? If you don't have any question, then I'll be asking you a question. Are you ready? You have your chance right now. Either you ask me or then I ask you.
Sorry, brother.
Yes.
So the babs are 6.
There are 6
that what
babs,
you're
yes.
Okay, and so so it would be, one is nasara. Is that
Bab
bab
fataha, bab nasara, bab dariba, bab samia, bab, there is another karuma, and bab
Karuma and
hasiba. Hasiba.
Okay, so okay.
Okay.
It's
So,
just I'm so confused on when to use which one and which,
okay.
That's the only one.
All right, that's a good question. So remember when I was saying this, when I made this chart, we have only covered this much. Okay, I haven't even gone to this one or this one. Okay.
Okay.
So we have covered these babs. We said this is bab fa, this is bab dod, and this is bab nun. Okay.
Okay.
And I said that the way you're gonna be able to know them is with the 2 sources.
Mhm.
One of them is going to be dictionary, and the second is the verses from the Quran.
Mhm.
So when you will come across a 3-letter, when somebody gives you 3 letters, and you have to make Madi and Mudare, you would have to open the dictionary, and you will see that there will be an, like this will be noon there. When you see the noon, you will understand that, oh, the pattern is Nasara for Madi, and for Mudare is going to be Yansuru. And then anytime I give you any word, you are just going to simply substitute. So Hashara, Madi, and Yahshuru as the Mudare. Is that making sense?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So that is what the idea behind this concept, that you need to understand these possibilities. So, but in when we are done with this, how many combinations we have for a word? 14, right? So for example,
14.
if the root letters are Noon, Sad, Ra, and what is the pattern? Noon, right?
Nasara.
So what will be the Noon Wahid?
Yansuru.
Yan, Suru. Yes? What is the next one?
Mhm.
Yan, Yan, Sura, Ni.
Ni.
Yan,
Yansuru.
Suru, Na. Is that making sense? Okay, please, maybe 1 or 2 people should say yes or no.
Yeah, it is very
Yeah, yes, but I think then it will go all the way to the Maya. Like it will be like in Musanna and Jama.
Yes, so the only thing changing in the Musanna and Jama is the Ani and the Una sound. But the actual word, see, yun, when we have Yan Suru, that part doesn't change, because when it comes to Musanna, the last part is changing, right? Yan Surani, actually Yan Surani, and Yan Suruna. So maybe you're saying
No,
that,
I mean like
is
yeah.
that what you're saying?
I mean if it's like, yeah, if it's like the Bab Nasara,
This is Bab
so
Nasara,
it
yes.
will, yeah, so
Bab
it will
Nasara.
be all the way Dhamma. Like Yan Suru, it not be Yan Surani, Yan Sirani. Sorry.
Not Yan Sirani, Yan Surani, because the Dhamma
Yeah.
will always be on the Ain letter, right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, before I make this 14, maybe let's experiment few more things. Let's look at the chart again. Let's look at this again. Okay, tell me if it start to make sense. Can somebody read it? Sister Zahra, let's read the first line here, please.
Fa'ala.
Fa'ala
Yeah.
yaf'ulu.
Yaf'ulu.
Yes. Okay, so what is this? The next thing is Amr. Amr mean the command. Command mean when you say something, do something. So the way you make a command, you put an alif in front of it, you give it a dhamma, and then you make the fa letter, sakina, and the last letter sakina. So it will become uf-ulu or uf-ul. Similarly, if al. We'll come back to this, but let's look at this fa'ala yaf'alu. What is this bab with the ayn in the dhamma on the ayn letter? Bab Nasara. So read this one. Nasara yan suru. Brother Javed, let's read this one.
the third line.
Second line.
Okay, fa'ala
Fa'ala
yaf'ilu
yaf'ilu
yaf'ilu, then if'il,
if'il
then daraba yadrib.
daraba yadribu. So this is the bab. Which one is bab daraba? Okay. Let's Sister Afi, read the third line, please.
فعل يفعل
Fa'ala Yaf'alu. If'al.
if'al,
Fataha.
fataha, yaftahu,
Mhm.
yiftaha.
Iftah. So fataha mean he opened, yaftahu mean he opens. And if I want to give a command to somebody that open, I'm going to say iftah, idrib, unsur. So the command will follow with the same pattern, dhamma, kasra and fatha. Okay, brother Majid, number 4. Brother Majid, are you there? Line number 4. Okay, it looks like he doesn't want to participate. Brother Kabir,
Fa'ila,
fa'ila,
yaf,
yaf'alu.
yaf'alu,
Fa'ila,
if'al,
ya if'al.
if'al, Samia,
Samia,
yasma'u,
yasma'u,
isma,
ma. So which bab is this? Bab Samia.
ba Samia.
Okay, now look, next one is again fa'ila in Madi. And what is this, Sister Fazila? Could you read this one?
Which one?
Number 5.
Okay. فعل يفعل افعل حسب يحسب احسب
Ihsib, mashallah. So which bab is this? Hasiba.
حسب.
So you will see the letter Noon for Nasara, letter Dad for Daraba, letter Fa for Fataha, Seen for Samia, Ha for Hasiba, and the last one, Sister Noshin, if you could help us out. Is it okay? Are you able to see it?
Okay. Fa'ula, yaf'ulu, uf'ul,
Of all,
karuma, yakrumu, and ukrumu. Right? Ukrum.
Yes. So
Yeah.
this is the 6th bab. And it will be
Karuma.
Karuma. Okay. So if I do something like now, and I'm going to ask everybody to participate. Okay. So I'm going to be taking a name and then you guys tell me how to make this. So first I will give you the answer and then you tell me how you're going to do it. Okay. So the answer is we have root letter Seen, Meme, Ain. And in the bracket, I'm going to write Seen. Okay, and the pattern for Madi is gonna be Samia, and Mudare will be Yes.
Yes. Ma'u.
Sorry. Okay.
Isma.
It's Samia, right?
Yes,
Samia.
Ma'u.
It's Samia.
Yasma'u.
Yes. Ma'u.
Ma'u.
Making sense?
Yes.
Okay. Let's try to identify the Fa letter first. This is the Fa. This is the Ain. This is the Lam. Yes?
Yes.
This one, Ya, is Alamat Mudare. Fa letter, Ain letter, Lam letter. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. So the person I'm going to ask, let's say, let me pick somebody first. Okay, what about Sister Noor? Sister Noor, are you ready for one?
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
The word for you is Ain, Lam, Mim. So what will be the Madi?
Alama.
Okay. I'm going to write it down first. Then you tell me what is the haraka on ain?
Fatha, kasra.
Okay, wait. Let Sister Noor get this, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, what is the fa letters, Sister Noor? Sister Noor? Ain.
I
What is the haraka on that? Fatha.
Fatha.
And what is the ain letter in this one?
Li
Lam.
Kasra.
Lam. Kasra. Very good. And the meme is the lam letter, right? And what is supposed to be? So, can you read it now?
Alima.
Alima. Very good job. Now, how would you make it mudare? First, you're going to put,
Ya.
okay, and then
Ya.
ain. What is the haraka on the ya?
Ya Ali. Ya. Ya Alimu.
Okay.
Well, which bab is this?
This bab is samia. It's supposed to look like
Oh,
this.
okay. So Ya Alimu.
Ya'lamu.
يعلم.
Ya Alimu.
Ya
No, it's
lamu.
fatha on lam.
Ya Alamu.
Yes. Why ya lamu? Because look, I gave you the pattern. Yes, ma'u. Ya lamu.
Okay.
Is that making sense?
Bab Samia.
Samia. Okay, let's take another one. Kha, Sin, Ra. So, brother Fawad, give me the Madi.
خسر.
Khasira. Can everybody see why is Khasira?
Yes.
Because still Bab Sin, right? Then give me the
يخرس.
Yeah.
سر. يخسر.
Yaksaru. Is that making sense, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So remember, when you know the Bab and you know the pattern, then it's just a matter of substitution, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let's give you another one. Ra, Ha, Mim.
رحمة.
Okay, you're done, brother Fawad. Let me ask somebody.
Okay.
Sister Madiha, are you there?
Yes,
Wa Islam. Can you try this one?
yes. Rahima.
Rahima.
Ma.
Make the mudare.
Yarhamu.
Making sense? Okay.
Yes.
Alima, he knew. Something he knew already. Yalamu,
He knows.
he knows.
Or he.
Okay. And or he will know. Khasara, he lost.
Us.
Lost. Khasara means he's in loss. Already lost. Then yaksaru, he is losing, or he loses, or he will lose. Rahima, somebody showed mercy to him.
Yes.
He was shown mercy, right? Yarhamu, he shows mercy, or he will show mercy, or he's showing mercy. Making sense?
Okay.
Okay. Now, another one. Sheen, Ha, Dal. Okay, Sister Majid. Sorry, Brother Majid. Are you there now?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Shahida.
okay. Sha, Ha, Da. Give me the haraka on this.
Fatah.
Shahida.
Sheen is what haraka?
She is Fatah.
Fatha. What about Ha?
Kasra.
Kasra.
Kasra. What about Dal?
Fatah.
So how do you say it now?
Shahida.
Shahida. Shahida mean what?
Shahid.
Shahid. What is
Witness.
He witnessed, right?
That's right.
Now, can you help me making it mudare? So the alama de mudare is what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yash. Yashhadu.
Yashhadu. Brother, You got it now? That's how easy it is to make it once you know what to do.
Yeah, you have to sort of grasp at all those different forms, isn't it, of
Yes.
verbs.
So you have to understand what is the Madi look like, what is the Mudari look like, and then you have to understand the Fa, Ain, Lam letter, because you are simply substituting those letters for this.
Right. The patterns have to be
Okay.
remembered.
So out of the 14 possible combinations, we have only done the first one. Okay. Yashhadu, yashhadani, yashhaduna. Tashhadu, tashhadani, tashhadna. Okay. I'm not going with that right now, but in the next class, inshallah, we'll do that. But right now, tell me that you understand this one.
Yes.
Okay, good. And in what is the time right now? Let me see, because I want to say something. Okay. Oh, it's almost 10:25. Okay, let me quickly see if I can look at this chart. Yazhabu, yazhabani, yazhabuna. Tazhabu, tazhabani, yazhabna.
We cannot.
Tazhabu,
We cannot see
tazhabani.
the screen.
You can't see
We
it?
cannot see.
I'm sorry. Okay, can you see it now?
No. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So inshallah, I would like you all to pay a lot of attention to this PDF I sent you. You can download it on your computer. You can look at it. You can make it bigger. Like you can go this like this, so that it's a little bit bigger, easy to read, and then you can read it. Okay. So look at this. Very important. Again, this slide is also telling you katala yaktulu. What bab is that? Nasara. Jalasa yajlisu, bab daraba. Zahaba yazhabu, bab fataha. Okay, look at here. Is this fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'ala?
Yes.
Right. So this is the category of Madi, fa'ala, and the three possible mudari out of it. We know that the yaktulu is nasara, yajlisu is dariba or daraba, and yazhabu is fataha. Now look at the second one. Shariba. Shariba is yashrabu. Okay. And kasura is the same as karuma. Yaksuru. Okay. Now at the end of this document, if I can show you, you see that what I did here? I provided you this list. Now I feel like most of you did not even look at it. Honestly, how many people looked at it?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
MashaAllah.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now if you look at this, it's telling you the pattern of Madi is fa'ala, and the mudare is yaf'alu, and amar is if'al, fa'il is fa'ilun, maf'ul is maf'ulun, and the masdar is fa'ilun. So if you look at this and then you look at these words down here, these are the words which are of category fataha. Okay, fataha, ja'ala, jama'a, zahaba, rafa'a, sahara, la'ina, nafa'a, dafa'a. And you can see how to make their mudari. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Then I also give you bab nasara. Nasara yansuru. So balagha yablughu, taraka yatruku, hashara yahshuru, hakama yahkumu, kharaja yakhruju. Even saying them might help you with vocabulary and how to say it. Right? The next one is samia. Samia, hazina, hasiba, yasma'u, yahzanu, yahsabu, hafiza, yahfazu, alima, ya'lamu. Making sense? Okay. And the next one, I guess. So these are the only three. I send it to you. Please look at this document. It has a lot of information in it, and it will give you inside details. Okay. Let's see if I can slow it down again. See this one also, if you start paying attention, yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, yaf'alna. In the next class, we are going to take these words and we are going to make 14 combinations of each one. So be prepared. We're going to do this exercise together. Yeah?
Inshallah.
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 Okay. The other thing I want to tell you the following. That you might be feeling that, okay, how long we're going to keep on going like this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are in Fi'l Mudari right now. Okay. What we can do, we have to talk about how to make the negative of Fi'l Mudari. We have to learn how to make or create emphasis in Mudari. We have to learn how to make a question out of a Mudari. Okay. Then we're going to be doing some Fi'l Amr, Fi'l Nahi, like how to give orders, commands. And then we can consider it one part done. Okay. So another few weeks, if depending on your understanding, as soon as you understand these next 4 items, then we can call it one module. Okay. And then we can have a overall review in the form of a quiz or an exam. Okay. Which I can make it open book, open note, so that you just test your own knowledge. The purpose is not to test you, but test your knowledge to yourself. Like you want to know, okay, what did I gain out of this? What did I learn out of this? Making sense? Okay. So then that will tell you what areas I'm good at and what areas I still need to work on. Now, after that, we can either start the new module if you are willing to continue, or we can go review some of the weak areas and pick and choose the areas where we really lack understanding and maybe focus on those for a few weeks. What do you say? How is that plan?
Sounds good.
That's good.
Good plan?
Yes.
Okay, because that way we will feel that we got somewhere, we reach a stopping point, and then we can decide where we want to go from there, inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you must have seen my ad for the class in Barnaby Masjid. Now, because
Yes,
of COVID,
mashallah.
yeah, so because of COVID-19, I think people will be very sensitive attending the class in person. But that class is both in person and online, inshallah. And it is a very basic class. Most of you have taken it with me. It's the one where we covered the salah. Remember that one, the very first class?
Yes.
Okay, and I also wanted to tell you that, mashallah, on August 26th, we completed 1 year of this Arabic course.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, 1 year. So some of you started with me, and mashallah, you're still with me, which shows that Allah's blessing was on us and we are so dedicated. And the other people who joined later and they're still in this program, may Allah reward all of you. This is a sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen you for this. Why? Because today I was listening to a lecture and we say, remember Allah, or, zikr Allah. And the scholar was saying, the best zikr is that you are reading Quran and then you're trying to understand it and you're trying to ponder on it and then you're trying to investigate in the meanings of it. So by learning this Arabic, by learning investing our time in this, we are basically doing the best zikr. This is the best zikr because you are trying to understand what you're reading and what you're trying to understand, and then inshallah you bring it in your life once you understand it. Yeah.
Inshallah. Yes.
Okay. So by the third lecture, inshallah, in the next couple of weeks, I am going to give you one surah, and if you have been following up, you will be able to translate the whole surah by yourself, inshallah. Are you excited to hear that?
Yes.
Not many people are excited.
Yes.
Okay, so inshallah, you will be doing the translation of the surah by yourself. And it is mainly because of Fi'l Mudari. You will understand every ayah, inshallah. Okay, so Jazakallah khair. We will see you on Thursday now.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Jazakallah. Thank you.
Assalamu
Assalamu alaikum.
alaikum.
Jazakallah.